Welcome to Queer Conversations. I'm your host G of Vergy TV, and I'm really excited. Well, mixed feelings. One is I had a guest who was going to be great, and she had to postpone, so that's not exciting part. But I'm excited that it's been a year pretty much. So Queer Conversations has been on every single week for 2018. I was in New Orleans in July. In June, I was in Tel Aviv. I was in Jerusalem. I went live every single Tuesday, 6 p.m. EST. So even when I got into Tel Aviv, it was midnight, I think, or a little after midnight, and still went live. And today I decided to make this the last show for 2018. I thought, wouldn't it be a great idea for G to take a vacation? And I got family coming in from out of town and just focusing really hard on getting this ticket sales for Thou Art Woman out and just working on some partnerships. So, yes, so this is the last show for this year. If you have any questions, please ask me. If you want to talk about your New Year's resolutions, let's talk about it. Anything you want to talk about, I'm here. So, first of all, I want to remind everybody for Thou Art Woman that the call for artists is ending this, I think, what's the 16th? The 16th is Sunday. So if you're an artist in South Florida, thank you very much. We got the link there. So two things. Thou Art Woman, right there. There's a link for the call for artists, and there's a link to RSVP. So for the call for artists, hey Raquel, thanks for joining. Thank you everyone for joining. Please share this conversation. I am solo today. This is my last show for the year, 2018. I'm going to take the rest of the year off in this regard. I got a lot of other work to do. So call for artists. Please submit by December 16th. You have any questions, email me, call me, any concerns. We really want to have a really great show. If you are selected, then you're going to be in the show on March 1st, 2019. Thou Art Woman is going to be 3 days this year. I'm hoping everybody knows. I keep talking about it. So it's March 1st, Friday, the art show. Saturday, March 2nd, the Broward Center for Performing Arts. We'll have our open mic and performance night there. And Sunday, March 3rd, we're going to have a brunch, a lovely brunch at the Riverside. Also for artists, if you're selected, in addition to being on the show, in the show March 1st, NSU Art Museum Fort Lauderdale is going to host an event called A Sense of Pride, Thou Art Woman Roundtable. Our curator, Dr. Sarah Clunis, big up Sarah, so glad that she's on board as a curator. She will be flying in from New Orleans. Sarah runs the art gallery at Xavier University in New Orleans, and she'll be flying in to participate in the roundtable. So we're going to be sharing a lot more information about that as the date approaches. So January 11th, noon to 1:30. I know it's a lunchtime. For some people it's not going to work out. For some people it will work out. So if you can come. Hey Caroline, thanks for joining. I'm glad you're submitting. We're seeing the submissions coming in. Really excited. Please share it with everybody that you know who could have work aligned. Looking forward to seeing your work. So I'm not the one making the decision. It's going to be Sarah, who I was just saying runs the Xavier University Art Gallery. My best friend from my childhood, dynamic artist, curator. She's also a professor up there at Xavier University. So yeah, looking forward to everybody submitting. And I was just saying, Caroline, I don't know if you missed it, we're going to have, in addition to the March 1st art exhibit, NSU Art Museum is hosting a roundtable. So we will be announcing and acknowledging all the artists who are going to be a part of the show. So I was also saying earlier I had a guest. I don't have a guest, so I'm going solo, which is fine. If you have any questions, ask me questions. Anything you wanted me to discuss, I'm here to discuss it. In the meanwhile, I'm just sharing about the things that are very important for Thou Art Woman. So that's it for the art submissions. Deadline is December 16th. We're going to be putting tickets on sale. We're working really hard on getting the tickets out for sale. We're actually going to be having different prices, so we're going to put it out, I believe, until December 31st, significantly lower till after. We're really asking everybody to purchase the tickets. If you know you're coming, you know you want to come, get the tickets when they come out. We're working to sell out all 3 events. And I don't want, especially for the people who've been supporting the Art Woman Fall this time, I don't want for people to say, wow, I didn't get my tickets and it's sold out. So please plan to get your tickets. I'm going to slow down so I have energy for the rest of the evening. So if you have anything to talk about, please ask me questions. I want to acknowledge we have several supporters and partners. So I thought I would also spend some time talking about that. Our Fund Foundation. Please like them on Facebook. Hey, Nikki, thanks for joining. Please, I was just saying, Our Fund, we got a grant from Our Fund Foundation, dynamic organization doing great work in the LGBT plus community. And we got a generous grant from them. This is our 2nd time getting a grant, so really appreciate that. Also got a grant from the Broward Culture Division. And we're working on building our partnerships. Equality Florida is coming in as one of our sponsors. The National Lesbian, oh my gosh, why am I messing this up? National Center for Lesbian Rights is also coming from a sponsor. Shout out to my colleague, Shannon Minter, who's been running the organization for a long time. I don't want to try and end up missing anybody, but really talking about the people who are coming in, especially new, and the grants. And if anybody out there wants to be a sponsor, wants to be community, create a community partnership, or we're pretty much done with like grants, but I'm going to probably start writing grants for 2020. So if you have grant ideas, please share. But I definitely want to acknowledge, and you'll see we'll do graphics to thank Our Fund. They've been dynamic, and the Broad Cultural Division. So yes, I'm hesitant, but I think I will share a little bit about the prices that we're going to have for the Art Woman. You can let me know if you're, I don't know. I think I'll just go ahead and do it. Okay, so what we're going to do for the art show, the Friday night we're charging $20. And then for the Saturday night, we are charging $35. And that's going to be at the Broward Center for Performing Arts. We're really trying to have fair prices there for those two events. And then we're going to have a pretty sophisticated brunch. The brunch is going to be $100. It's going to be lovely. And it's going to be at the Riverside Hotel. Anybody who wants to come to all 3 events, it's going to be a great saving. We're doing $130 for the whole weekend. So look out for that. As soon as the tickets come out, please purchase your tickets. We are working to sell out all 3 events. And the events are March 1st, March 2nd, and March 3rd. I saw Lori Practical join. I'm hoping that you're going to submit work for the show. We'd love to have you participate. Are you planning to submit? Have you seen the submission? Please consider it. And please share it. The deadline is this Sunday, the 16th. And it's actually, Thou Art Woman started as an open mic night in existing art shows. We were part of Watch Your Elephant with Nikki Lopez, who's on, with David Muir, several of his shows. We had live painting by Lori Practical, live painting by Nikki Lopez. This is actually the first time that we are curating our own show, that Thou Art Woman is curating a show centered around LGBTQ, lesbian, queer women, work and perspective. So this is new for us. Yes. Okay. Hey, Laura. Yes, I know. Wonderful. We appreciate your support. Congratulations again on your recent engagement, and hope to see your submissions. If you feel work, Sarah wrote a very specific call asking for work to be aligned a particular way. I'm thinking that it should speak to most people in the community. I hope it does. Any questions, call me, email me if you want to discuss, if you need to speak to Sarah. She's very open. But as I was saying, so this is our first time that we're curating a show. So the show is going to be specifically all art connected to the lesbian community, the queer women community, the women who love women community. We have so many names now, right? So I try to include everybody. I want everybody to feel included. Some people may not say they're lesbian. Some people may not say they're queer. Women who love women, all of it. So hopefully that people feel connected and everybody is welcome. Speaking of that, some people have also asked about gender identities and so on. And this is how it is. Thou Art Woman welcomes everybody who feels connected to the community. So it doesn't matter if you're masculine presenting like myself, hello, non-binary folks, transgender, straight folks, everybody has always been welcome. Okay, so thank you. My son is here putting up the link. What's that? The link for the to RSVP. Yeah. So please RSVP. What we're doing is that we're creating a list that when tickets go on sale, we're going to email you, and we're grateful for everybody who's been RSVPing because we want to get that so we can get the information out to you very quickly. Okay, let's see. Ask questions. Please ask questions. Carlene, all the way from, well, usually all the way from Jamaica. I know you're traveling Europe. Hopefully everything's going well in Europe. So I have a couple of things that we could discuss. I want to get the feedback from people if they want to talk about it. One is New Year's resolutions. Do people have New Year's resolutions? Do people believe in New Year's resolutions? Do you want to talk about it? I'll tell you about mine. And the other thing is, this is probably more for people who are connected to the Caribbean or Jamaican community. It's been in the news. Reggae singer, dancehall singer, Buju Banton was recently released from jail after being there for several years. Okay, Cairo, you keep putting in the link?
Huh?
You keep putting the link? We're good. Is that you keep putting the link in or no?
It's pinned.
Oh, okay. That's why I can't
Stay there.
Okay, that's my son in the background there. I thought he was like kept putting it in. Okay, that's fine. Let's see. Carlene says, finally able to catch up with you because of the time. Okay, so glad you could join live. I've talked about Thou Art Woman. I know you're flying in for it. Thank you. Please bring more people from Jamaica. We made it a 3-day weekend for several reasons, and one of which is that we wanted to be able to welcome women and allies from everywhere in the world. So Thou Art Woman was traditionally one night. We did 10 events. Each one was one night. We did about 2 to 3 a year, and it's been amazing, and it's been growing, and we love everybody who's been coming. Please keep coming. But we felt if we made it a 3-day event, that we could welcome people from Atlanta, and New Orleans, and New York, and Oakland, and San Francisco, and Jamaica, and all over the world. So please plan to come in. I should also announce our host hotel is Riverside Hotel. We're going to be giving out the code so that you have a special discount to be able to stay there. It's not just a lovely hotel, it's a lovely hotel. It's also family owned, it's not a chain. And I love many, many chains. You know, I have a close cousin who works at one of the chains. She always helps me out. So big that up. But also love that it's a family owned, unique restaurant, hotel. So I like this. Okay, we're going to get to New Year's resolutions. I love that. So I'm just announcing the host hotel is Riverside. It's on Las Olas. I love it because, like I said, it's not a chain. It's family owned. I like that. It has a classic feel to it. It's been around for a long time, probably like maybe just under 100 years. And you can just step out and go to a restaurant. So I like that also. Like, you don't have to worry. For people like Carlene, you're coming in from out of town. It's really easy for you. You stay at Riverside. You step outside. Restaurants left and right. You can walk to the Performing Arts Center. Everything is going to be right there. It's as if you're in Manhattan. And most of Fort Lauderdale is not that convenient where you can just walk everywhere. So we picked a location that you could walk. If you need to go somewhere a little further off, like the beach, the beach is only like 10 minutes away. You could Uber if you like. We also have these scooters that just got distributed throughout the city. You can do a little scooter and you can scoot over to the beach. Okay, yeah, man, please bring your whole crew. Okay, so your New Year's resolution is, thank you, Lori. Thank you so much. We're working really hard to make everything that's really downtown Fort Lauderdale very convenient, and places where it's going to be like kind of sexy, swanky as well, right? So Carlene's New Year's resolution is to get herself a new girl. That's a great one. Tell us any steps that you're making. Have you gone onto one of the apps? Are you going out and dating? You can tell us a little bit more about what steps are you taking for that. But that's a great New Year's resolution. Anybody else has a New Year's resolution that they would like to share? So I'll share. I have some past ones. I don't have one coming up, but I have some past ones that are really dynamic. My very best New Year's resolution was stopping cigarettes. And I had started smoking way too young. I will say it. I was 13 years old. I'm not trying to be cool. Right? That's who I was. 13 years old smoking. And I didn't realize at the time that I would become an addict. And I remember people saying that you shouldn't smoke because you're too young. And I was in Jamaica. I was like, I'm not too young. I'm 13. I felt like I was a grown adult, and didn't realize that you could buy them what we call 1-1. I think here they call them onesies or something with one, but we could buy them individually, which is really bad because as a teenager, when you don't have a lot of money, it's easier to buy when you could buy them individually. So I'd buy maybe like 5 and smoke them. So before I knew it, probably by 16, 17, when my mom caught me and realized I smoked, she didn't catch me. She heard that I was smoking and confronted me and told me to stop. I realized then that I was addicted to cigarettes. And I had a really challenging, long journey to try to stop. And eventually it was getting pregnant with my first son that actually led me to where I had to take it seriously and I had to really stop smoking. And that's a long time ago. It's over 20 years ago. I'm very grateful. So that was my best New Year's resolution. And I will also confess that I actually stopped, I think, January 6th. It was supposed to be the 1st. And I don't remember if I smoked on the 1st, but I know that I felt like I wasn't going to make it. And I went, it was just one cigarette. And I just felt I could never stop having that one cigarette. I just felt completely enslaved by it and drawn. And I think either January 5th or 6th, that was it for me. For the rest of my life, I'll never smoke cigarettes again. So big relief. So yeah, anybody else has a New Year's resolution they'd like to share? Please share it. The other topic I was going to talk about, and I started talking about, was Buju Banton, Jamaican reggae dancehall singer who was recently released from jail and deported to Jamaica. Was a big issue, big story for the Caribbean / Jamaican reggae / dancehall community. And it's controversial. It's controversial. The reason I would raise it here on Queer Conversations is that he had authored and performed a song called Boom Bye Bye that became, I would say, the most controversial song in the history of dancehall reggae music. He's not the only person who sang music like that, but it's probably his song was the one that became the most controversial, most well-known. In addition to the fact that he did the song, there was also controversy surrounding should he be celebrated when he was returned to Jamaica. People were celebrating him. Some people felt, why celebrate someone who has been charged with a crime? Some people felt, hey, it's okay to celebrate him. He has paid his dues and he's now, free. Let's celebrate him. So if anybody wants to talk a little bit about the Buju Banton issue, I have challenges and I plan to write about it. He has apologized for the song Boom Bye Bye, and I accept that apology. But what I don't accept is people playing the song still. I've had a couple incidents. I had one pretty recently where a DJ was playing the song and it became very uncomfortable. And I had it 2 years ago at actually an Art Basel party. Someone had actually played the song and it became uncomfortable. Both times, I'm pretty laid back, but both times I approached the DJ and asked the DJ to stop playing the song. And both times it became, I'm going to say, somewhat of a confrontation. I feel like after everything that we're aware of now, that people shouldn't play the song, stop playing the song. Buju Banton said, hey, I was 19 years old, I made the song. I talk about it. I come from homophobia. I was homophobic myself. So I feel like it would be hypocritical for me to not forgive someone for homophobia when I myself was homophobic. But then he can't do anything about that, right? Like, the song is done, it's out. So I just feel, and if anybody has input, I feel like we might be preaching to the choir here based on it. But, stop playing the song. For people who don't know what the song is talking about, it's called Boom Bye Bye. It's written in the 90s. It's probably like 1991. It's saying, let's see how to best explain it. Pretty much, it's saying, theoretically, to kill gay men. And, oh no, of course not. He's not the only one. Definitely not. I'll talk a little bit more about that, Caroline. It was a part of the culture. It was a part of the culture. So I grew up in dancehall. It's interesting because of when I was born and where I grew up. I grew up between New York City. I grew up between New York City and Kingston. Two major things were happening. Hip hop music was being created and dancehall music was being created. And dancehall had a couple of genres, content that was discussed. So for dancehall, you would have like love songs, right? You'd have bravado, like you're the greatest, and hip hop does that as well. And then you'd also have like gun tunes where you're talking about something violent. And then you had what people call like Batman songs, and Batman is like saying faggot. And it was songs where you're going to talk about that it's, you know, it's wrong to be gay and kill or hurt gay men and gay women. And it was part of the culture. I didn't think anything of it. It was when I was 13, 14, 15, you know, at parties. These are the songs that came on and you're like, brap, 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 Batman for dead. And it was just like a part of the culture. I didn't think anything of it. So yeah, Carol Ann Buju Banton is not the only one. I mean, probably most dancehall artists did a song that was homophobic, and it was part of what was expected, and it's a part of the dancehall culture. Something happened in the 90s where people became more aware of the content, you know, maybe with internet and social media. I don't even think social media was out yet when it became, so no, this is like the 90s, so maybe it's the internet. People started talking about it, people in England, people in Toronto, people United States started to say, hey, look at these lyrics translated in English, and people stopped. People like Buju Banton and other people who had songs like that from traveling and performing. So it actually was tremendous. Now it's a calm, but it was tremendous. Let's see, I love his music. It's just people behind it pushing it after it was talked about and dealt with. Okay, so yeah, Carol Ann, Buju Banton, that's the thing. Buju Banton has a great, I mean, he has, I love his music. After like Boom Bye Bye, he does like reggae, kind of dancehall, more reggae sounding songs. Destiny, I don't remember the names of many of them, but lots of them are really good. Let's see here. What does it say? It went by so fast. Kairi? Cairo? Can you tell me what that says? Above his music. Something went by really quickly. It's good for me to catch a breath too.
Above what?
There's a long paragraph.
You need to be educated, and it needs to be talked about more. Good for you for being one of the educators and communicators.
Okay, who's saying that?
Lori Patrick.
Oh, thank you, Lori. Yeah, it went by so quickly here. So yeah. So the thing about it, so sad is that, yeah, that this is music from the 90s. It's not current music, and we're in 2018. So this is like over. I mean, that's just a long time ago. So he does have a whole catalog of music that's wonderful music. I don't have anything particularly against Buju Banton at all. Like I said, I was homophobic. Just like I'm like, hey, I had to forgive myself, and now I'm an actual advocate. The irony is somebody like myself being at that side and then at this side. I don't think Buju's over here, but he says, hey, I'm done. Forgive me. I didn't know better. Elephant Man. I mean, easily 70% of dancehall artists in the 90s were singing songs like that, and when there was an international outcry and awareness, then the music did stop. But changed, not completely stopped. It's still there. It's still in the culture, but I would say that it decreased tremendously. And I think that the best part is that there became an awareness about the music where people didn't know. But my thing is 2018, I live in the United States of America. I should not be at an event. I should not be at an event and hear Boom Bye Bye. Or there's another one by T.O.K., like Chichiman Bar. Like, you know, I don't know if I need to do writing and explain to DJs, like, these are the songs you don't need to play anymore. But for me to be in a space, and hear these songs that are saying kill gay people, hurt gay people, burn gay people, and it's being like celebratory, it's unacceptable. So anybody who knows a DJ, and if you're a DJ, and I'm a former DJ, you know, I played the music. I'll say that. I'm going to write about it, but I was a DJ. I played those songs, right? I didn't know any better. I felt excited by it. Like this, you know, this is part of what my culture was saying, and I believed it. You know, I didn't know I was gay at the time. I didn't know in the future I'd be me. So, you know, but I think it gives me a great perspective to be, I think, a different kind of understanding of, because I'm like, yeah, I remember playing those songs. I remember feeling like that was okay to play, and now I know and understand, you know, I've been enlightened. So yeah, I do need to write a piece. When it happened, when I got when I got really upset at our Basel dance event or party 2 years ago with the song, I had wanted to write it, and my brother did a nice post on social media about it. And then when I had a recent experience, I was like, I really need to write about this. So I will, my public commitment to writing about just the complexities with the song and songs like that, and how it's important for people not to play it. I saw somebody say that it wasn't literal, you know, and I agree, it's not necessarily literal, but it does send a strong message of it's okay to be violent. So no more Boom Bye Bye, no more Chichiman Bar, all the songs that talk about hurting and killing and that gay people and lesbians and that is wrong, stop, right? It's just over, it's just done. So yes, so yeah, I think I'm gonna be wrapping up. It's been great talking to everybody here. I'm going to resume in January. My guest who was supposed to be on today, I think she's on for January 8th. I'll think about if I do a January 1st show. If not, I'll do January 8th. But I'm going to take some time with my family coming from out of town, my kids, their kids, going to do all that stuff. Working on Thou Art Woman, more partnerships. Anybody wants to sponsor or have any ideas for us, please let me know. Let us know. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy, what is it?
Hanukkah's over.
Oh, okay, so my son's like Hanukkah's over. So hope you had a good Hanukkah. Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa. What else is there? Happy New Year. I know 2019 is around the corner. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you for this great year. And Caroline, I'm going to need to message you. You should come on next year, right? So anybody wants to be a part of the show, let me know. You want to be a part of Thou Art Woman, let me know. December 16th, this Sunday is a deadline for the call for artists. Please submit, please share. Thanks to everyone who's been watching Queer Conversations, who's been supporting Verity TV, people who have been coming out to Thou Art Woman and helping Thou Art Woman grow. Thank you. Happy New Year. Merry every holiday. See you then. Bye.